The Celtics force a game seven, 108-95. They go into Milwaukee. They go into the champions' home court and force a game seven. Shout out to Boston. But shout out to Jayson Tatum, 46 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists in an elimination game. That's some crazy stuff. That's some Klay Thompson game six type of numbers. The rest of the team, Jaylen Brown put up 22. Marcus Smart had 21. He had a crazy first quarter that really propelled them, really set the tone for the rest of the game. He had a nice step back dagger two. It looked like a three, but it was a two in the fourth quarter too. He had a good game. Al Horford, his numbers don't look that ridiculous. 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 points. But if you watch the game, he had 2 crucial blocks in the fourth quarter when the Bucks were making a run, trying to get back into the game. So he had a good game. Grant Williams, decent game. Derek White, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. But I think 7 of his points came as the half was ending in the second half. He had a lot of good plays too. He had some timely rebounds, and those 9 points were big 9 points. So overall, good performance by the Celtics to force a game seven. Like I said, Jayson Tatum put that team on his back. He is that guy. He's a superstar. He has arrived. Shout out to Jayson Tatum. Honestly, I didn't think I thought that Giannis and the Bucks were going to show their championship pedigree. They're going to show why they're the champions. They're going to close it out at 6 at home, and just be done with the Celtics. But Celtics have heart, and Jayson Tatum is that guy because Giannis did his thing too. 44 points, 20 rebounds, 6 assists, a 40-20 game and a closeout game. And it wasn't enough because the rest of his team was just cheeks. Drew Holiday, 17, Pat Connaughton, 14. And then the next has 6, Brook Lopez. And Wesley Matthews, terrible game, 4 points. Giannis just needed a little bit of help, and he didn't get it from his team. These are the type of games that you really miss Middleton. Every time Giannis went to the bench for a little bit of rest, it looked like the Bucks had no idea what they were running. They had no idea what their offense was. I wanted to see Drew Holiday be a little more aggressive, but he wasn't. And we can't really expect too much from Drew Holiday. Like he gets his points, he gets his timely buckets, but to run a whole offense through him is not his game. And Coach Bud is gonna have to figure out something for Game 7 because it can't just be Giannis. Giannis has dropped 40. I think he's dropped 3 40-point games this series, and it hasn't been enough. So they got to find something else. They got to, try to get Wesley Matthews going. Grayson Allen is just having a terrible series. His shooting has been terrible. And every time his plus and minus, if you look at his plus minus, it's like they're like plus 10 when he sits, and they were like minus like 18 when he was playing. Some crazy like fluctuation. But this takes nothing away from the Celtics. Jayson Tatum, I think the takeaway from this game is that Jayson Tatum is that dude. He's a superstar. He's ascending. His arrow's pointing all the way up. And now a Game 7 in Boston is going to be electric. Honestly, I'm not too hot. I do want the Bucks to win this series, and they are my pick to go all the way and repeat. But I'm not mad about a Game 7. This series has been probably the best series of the playoffs so far. So it's fitting that it's going to 7 games. I honestly, it's gonna be crazy Game 7. I'm just thinking about it. Like, do the Bucks have enough to go into Boston and win a Game 7 without Middleton? I don't know. Especially if Jayson Tatum plays like he did today. And the Celtics do have the better team. They have way more pieces. Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Derek White can give you some production. Al Horford's a beast. He seems to have found like the fountain of youth. He's like a great defender now. All of a sudden, he can move his feet again. It's crazy what going back to the Celtics has done for Al Horford. But the Bucks do have the best player, and it's Giannis. So is he going to be able to just muscle and carry the team into the next round, into the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Heat are waiting for them? I don't know, because like the gap between Tatum and Antetokounmpo, it's big. He's like a 2-time MVP, and Tatum, his arrow is pointing up, but it's big. But I feel like Tatum is closing that gap. So if Tatum is closing that gap, and the Celtics have the better roster, the better team, especially now that Middleton's out, it's kind of hard to put some money on the Bucks or stick with my pick, especially with the Celtics playing at home. But I think I still got to go with the Bucks. I think the Bucks find a way in Game 7 to win it. Giannis is gonna have another great game. He's gonna be great from the foul line again, like he was today, like 12 for 13 and some crazy stuff, some crazy like numbers. I don't know. I just think Giannis is gonna find a way to win Game 7 in Boston. But man, Game 6 was electric. The Celtics must have had those thoughts creeping into their head, like, damn, are we gonna blow another 13-point lead like we did in Game 5? And to their credit, they fought back. The Bucks made it a 4-point game, and the Celtics responded, and they were able to close out the game. So Game 7 is gonna be electric. It's gonna be fun. I'm hella looking forward to it. Don't bother me on Saturday or Sunday, whenever the game is at. I think it's Sunday. Yeah, don't bother me on Sunday. I'm gonna be watching that game.